Hello! Now, today's video I'm going to be going through the things that have kept me going throughout lockdown. I'm going to be listing just some of the things that I've been trying to implement and incorporate into my everyday routine, just to keep myself in a more positive and productive mindset. Now, in the previous lockdowns, I have to admit I probably didn't use my time wisely. And when I knew that we were going to go into another one, I thought, all right, this time I'm going to create a list of some goals that I would like to achieve, or at least do every now and again throughout this lockdown. I feel that even if I do one or two of these things every day or every day or so, it just puts me in a better mindset and makes me feel a lot more productive and in control of my day and my routine. Because I'm sure we're all feeling this sense of helplessness or just a lack of control of our future at the moment. So my hope is by telling you the things that I'm doing might give you some ideas of things that you would like to try, but also by uploading this publicly, it kind of holds me accountable, which I definitely need, and not spending all my time watching films. So I've never really had many hobbies. I did when I was younger, but since I've kind of focused on my career, it's always been about sort of acting stuff. So I thought this is a perfect time to try new things, or even try to get back into things that I used to really love. Now, the first thing that I've been trying is writing. Now, for a long time, I didn't actually enjoy writing. I always really struggled with it, and I just didn't enjoy it. But recently I've been inspired by a lot of things that I've been watching and thought, you know what, why not? Let's just give it a go. I don't think anything of it or it will go anywhere, but I just thought having a new creative outlet might challenge me in a new way and to get me thinking in a different mindset, which it really has, and I've enjoyed it so far, being imaginative and just creating new things. Now, another thing is painting. So I ordered this paint by number photo. You basically just colour in each number to the corresponding paint. I wanted to ease my way back into painting because I used to love doing it when I was younger, but I think I just kind of lost the passion for it and I really haven't done it since. So I thought a good way to ease my way back in is just something simple, and if I really start to enjoy it, then I can invest into the resources and materials and not just waste buying them now and then them just sitting around. So hopefully, if I do enjoy it, then I'll start painting properly and maybe some of my own ideas. It hasn't arrived yet, but once I've started it, I'll definitely show you guys and hopefully it looks okay. Now, one thing I thought I would probably never get into is appearing in interviews and guest speaking. I always thought I probably wouldn't be able to do this because I've never really had the confidence in my own words, hence why I like other people's words in scripts. But I had a few people reach out to me during the lockdowns and I thought, you know what, why not? Let's just give it a go, and if I don't enjoy it, at least I've tried it. But the response and feeling I got after by thinking that I've helped someone and given them a bit of advice that could potentially be vital to them. So now if I do get any invitations, I try and make sure I put the time aside to help others. And it's always nice talking to new people and getting to know them as well. You know, I do have to admit that they were really nerve-wracking, and I still get nervous before anything I do. But the main reason about this is just because I didn't think anyone would want to listen to me. What have I done? And also just things of, am I saying things right, or have I muddled them up in the wrong order? All of that sort of stuff. I just get too lost in my own thoughts and my own heads. I just thought, you know what, stuff it. Let's give it a go, because you never know. And that's actually what led me to wanting to do a YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do it for years, but I've just never had the confidence. But I finally gave it a go, and I'm gonna give it everything I can in the hope that it will just help someone, because that will literally make my day. Now, if you are fortunate to have someone else in your household, I do encourage you to try to do something with them, whether it's something you used to do or something new. For example, my boyfriend does a lot of live streams on Twitch. He normally does his art stream, which every now and again I kind of crash. I just like talking to the people that appear because they can be literally from all over the world, and I find it so fascinating. And for a while I have been bugging him to play some video games with him because I really enjoy playing it with someone else. So we finally gave in and we started playing some of our favourite games. Currently we're going through all the beat 'em up games, things like Scott Pilgrims, Ninja Turtles, all sorts of that. Is so much fun. I will admit that I'm not very good and he pretty much has to carry me through the whole game. You know, Twitch is something that I've never really heard of or got into, but I I've really enjoyed my experience on it so far. So if you ever want to pop in and say hi, please do. I'll link it down below, and you might every now and again see a surprise appearance from our little sausage dog, Mad Max. And yes, he is named after Mad Max films. The next one is exercise. Now, I know it's so cliche when someone's like, yeah, just get up and do it, just start exercising. Most of the time, including me, I'm like, I cannot be bothered. I'm just gonna continue to sit here and do nothing. But when I do give myself a bit of a kick up the butt and hold myself accountable for actually doing a little bit of exercise, I always feel better afterwards and always grateful for my past self for making me do it. So if you do have it in you to get up and do something, I really do encourage it. But make sure it's something you enjoy, because in all honesty, you're never going to stick to something if you don't enjoy it. And I will be the first to say that I don't do it every day, and I envy the people that can. But in my eyes, as long as you're trying to do it when you can, then that's honestly better than nothing. Now, I am quite limited to space. I do have a spare room which I'm filming in right now, and in front of the TV, but it is hard to do a lot of the exercises out there when you are stuck indoors. So I do look for inspiration here on YouTube at fitness accounts and things that they're doing, and maybe if they have a home workout. So some of the YouTubers that I love to watch is Sarah's Day. She's got some great ab ones and full body workouts, which is perfect for small spaces. Then there's also Megan Grubb, which I love her channel as well, and she has such a wide range of videos as well. And I've even done the one-off family Zoom call, which we all work out in real time and encourage each other, which has also been nice because you get to see their faces as well. I have been going on walks outside, which is mainly for the dog, so that is kind of an excuse to get me out of the house. One thing that I'm trying to work towards is running. Now, I've never been good at running and I've always pretty much hated it, but I thought, you know what, let's give it another try and do it properly. So I got some running shoes for Christmas just to get me motivated and get me into it. And even just the basics of stretching and breathing, it really just helps me clear my mind and give me a better mindset. So even if I don't have the motivation to do a full workout, if I do a little bit of stretching and work on my splits, then it does make me feel a lot better. So some of the workouts that I've been doing at home is skipping, which I do in the front room. I'll be doing a little bit of boxing and working on my speed and movement. I'll be doing some core workouts and focusing, as I said, on my flexibility, trying to do wall splits, box splits, all that kind of stuff. And something random that I've been working on is my combat rolls, going forwards and backwards. I have to admit they don't look very great at the moment because I'm a little bit hesitant to do it in the room because I really don't want to smack my ankle. But I thought even if I do one every now and again, it's better than nothing. The next one is writing to-do lists. Now, I'm an absolute sucker for writing lists. I write to-do lists all the time. I have millions of notes on my phone and I have them all over my notebooks as well. But I find that if I get it on paper and I'm able to tick one or two of the tasks, it's such a nice accomplishment, and I feel it just makes me more positive, because I think, yes, I've done that. Now, it's not always just acting or industry related. I find that even just putting the smallest tasks of cleaning the house on the list, it just gives me a sense of accomplishment to my day and always just makes me feel better, and it's the best feeling being able to tick off a job. Or is that just me? Now this one is kind of similar, it's getting yourself organised. Now this is where you probably won't have the best time doing these things, but it's just getting all the mundane tasks and odd jobs around the house done, like getting my paperwork organised, cleaning rooms, or doing a declutter of drawers and cupboards. One of the main ones I always try to keep on top of is my laptop and the files and everything within it organised. Because every year I try and release different show reels, whether it's acting, voiceover, motion capture, stunts, you name it. I try and make sure there's a specific reel for each one. One of the most important things I find is to write a list of all the productions that you've been a part of and which ones you haven't received yet, because obviously it hasn't come out. So when the time comes and it is out, you can correspond with which ones you haven't got back yet, and then you can put it straight into your reel, edit it, and then it's ready for the next one. This has been a lifesaver for me because I do edit all my own stuff. If you are interested in finding more about the whole show reels and me editing it myself, I do have a video planned, so that will soon be up. And on the last thing to get myself organised is just decluttering and making things tidy and neat. It's honestly the best feeling once you walk into a room and know that it's just spotless and perfect. And every now and again I try and make sure, as I said, to declutter all my clothes and things in my cupboards, because I do love buying clothes, but then it means that I've got no room for new ones. So I always make sure to make a donation pile and then it means you have more room for more clothes. Now, a big one that I think everyone should focus more on is self-care. And one thing within self-care that I love is skincare. Now, skincare is something that I found a massive love for throughout all the lockdowns, because I've been able to research and learn new things, or things that you should and shouldn't do, and just ultimately finding out what works for my skin. And it's such an enjoyable step of my day now to just spend 5 to 10 minutes just to myself and making sure that my skin is the best it can be. Now, the other side of self-care is mental self-care. It is so important to focus on your mental health and making sure that you're okay. Now, if you really need a break right now and you're just absolutely drained and exhausted, please take a break if you can. Because I honestly feel like it's one of the most important things that we neglect. Because for me, I personally get so distracted about being productive, motivated, always doing something. I end up just burning myself out and not wanting to do anything. So for me, I've been trying to find a balance of being productive and giving myself time off without feeling guilty. I'm still working on it, but I've definitely got a lot better through the lockdowns and just making the most of my time off. So if you can, I honestly think it's so important to make time for yourself and for your loved ones, and to separate it from your hustle and your busy work times. Otherwise, you're just gonna get burnt out, and no one wants that. Now, using social media wisely is such an important thing. Now, don't get me wrong, it can be such a positive place to reach out and talk to new people. But when I'm really having an off day, I try and stay away from social media as much as I can, because often on those days I tend to compare myself or just get myself down about things that I wouldn't normally, because I'm just so exhausted. That's when I have my self-care days and just focus on the things that just make me happy. Whether that's just eating on the sofa, watching films, or talking to loved ones on the phone. Do whatever makes you feel good, and then when you come back to social media the next day or week or so, you'll be in a lot more positive and productive mindset. So it is so important to take a social media break when you can. Now, as I mentioned, I probably do watch films a bit too much, but I've really been trying to make an effort to watch new things that I haven't seen before, things that have been recommended, like on Netflix. I absolutely love Bridgerton. I've been watching my old classics of the Harry Potter films. Honestly, once a year, I have to have a Harry Potter movie marathon. It's just a must. But this year it came a lot earlier, but I'm not complaining. And one thing I've been enjoying watching is new anime series. So I've just got into Tokyo Ghoul and just finished Attack of the Titans. I know they've been around for quite a while. I'm just a bit late to the game, but if you love anime, there's some really good recommendations. So I try to have a balance of things that I watch that are either educational and just for enjoyment, but it's just my happy place. Now, another part of me taking a break is spending time with my puppy. Now, technically he's not really a puppy now. He's over 1 year old and he's a dachshund. Actually, I'm gonna go get him for you. 1 second. Now, this is my puppy. Hello. So honestly, spending time with him is so lovely. Now, I honestly didn't realise how much spending time with animals really makes your mood better. Like, don't get me wrong. Oh, are you yawning? Am I that boring? But yeah, but just spending time with him is so lovely. Don't get me wrong, he still is young and needs a lot of attention and watching, because he can be a little terror. But it's all part of the process, and he's just really made me love having a dog, because I've always wanted a dog, so now I finally have one. I just spend a lot of time with him and just feeling very grateful for having him. Don't I? Yeah, lots of kisses. As you can tell, he's a little bit tired, so I'm going to put him back downstairs and carry on with the video. One of the main things I've been trying to keep on top of throughout all the lockdowns is keeping in touch with people. Whether it's friends or family, it's so good to talk to people. Whether it's just saying about your day, talking about random stories, but overall just making sure that each other are okay. Because it really has been my highlight, talking to my friends and family. One thing I will say actually is ask your friends and family things that you've never asked them before. It might sound really odd and basic, But there were some questions that I've started to ask my family that I actually never knew about. For example, when I've been talking to my nan, I've been asking her about her childhood, whether it's she had a pet before or one of the things she used to love when she was growing up, and I found out stories that I never knew, and it just made me feel so much more closer to her. So if anything, every time you talk to a loved one, just ask them one random question, because you never know, you might find out more about them. But if you're going to take anything away from this video, take this. You know, we're all in different situations at the moment, and we're all different. But I honestly feel it's so important to focus on what you need. You know, if you're really motivated and productive, you do you. You go get it. But if all you really need is a break, just take it if you can. Because I strongly believe that we all need time to reset. But if you do need someone to talk to and you don't want to talk to me, I will leave some more information down below of places where you can find it. And don't be frightened to reach out to someone, because there's always someone there to help you. You just may not know it. But I really hope you've enjoyed this video and it's given you some new ideas of things that you might like to try or get back into. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Until then, have a great day. Now the things, I will write a list. And draws a lot often. What does that mean? A lot often. More often, that's the word. One thing I will say is start to ask your friend. Man, Max, stop licking the tripod. You weirdo. Woo! Man, Max, we're finished. Whee! Do it.